Those who made history, I'm happy for them.
And just finally, Eliud, what would you like us to take away from this? You genuinely made me cry watching you cross the finish line. What would you like us to remember about this?
Actually, I want to say the positive. Actually, I want to make the sport a clean sport. I want to make sport an interesting sport whereby all the human beings can run, can wake up very early in the morning, to run. And together when we run in this world, we can make this world a beautiful world. We can kick away most of the diseases by just running. It will be a beautiful world.
It's a privilege talking to you. It was a privilege watching you run. And on behalf of every athletics fan around the world, thank you very much.
Thank you too. Thank you very much. Thank you to the whole world. Thank you to those through Facebook, those who watch me through YouTube, those who watch me live. And I can say, actually, I am appreciating your time that you sit behind your TVs, behind your mobile phones, behind everything, even following through Twitter and everything, that you have made history together, and together you can make this world a beautiful.
Eliud, you were great before, you are now an icon. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, thank you.
Immortal, I think, and when he says takes the time to watch me, well, you've made it a little bit less than it ever was, Eliud Kipchoge. And I think you can add to Radzi's words, it's not just athletics fans, I think it's human beings who are in awe and enamoured and impressed by what we just saw. But there's one man that knows him perhaps better than any, and that is his coach, Patrick Sang, and Crystal is with him out in the throng.
It takes a team. Patrick Sang, you're at the heart of that team that made this possible. Right now, your feelings in words, can you describe it to us? It's been 17 years in the making.
I'm still in the mood. I'm here to come down to heart. Really excited. Happy for him, for what he has achieved. He's actually inspired all of us that we can stretch our limits in our lives, and we can do more than we think we can do.
What was the first thing that you said to him as he crossed that line?
I said, congratulations, you've done it, and you've made history.
Was there ever any doubt, and what was it like actually watching it from the sidelines, knowing that you've done all the work you could have done?
I watched the race from the Pacers tent, and I saw the spirits of the Pacers, and I watched the race, the changeover and all that. Everything went perfectly right.
What do you think this means, not only for Eliud, but for the rest of humanity?
For the sport, it's challenging other young athletes and athletes that are still active, that they can stretch and perform better than they think. For the humanity, whatever level you are in, you can move yourself to another level.
And finally, what of that time, and can that be broken?
Of course, Eliud has told us that the records are meant to be broken. So I'm sure down the road somebody will come again and say, I want to try it. But history has been made. The first time to run under 2 hours is unbelievable.
What a moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for all the people who came to watch, the supporters who came from all over the world to watch. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, I'm delighted to say that Jim side of the studio, because you've got to go off and do the presentation. This was Eliud's dream, but it was your dream as well. What does it feel like to see it come into fruition?
Sensational, really. It's quite difficult to believe it's actually happened because it happened so quickly. But that last kilometre, where he accelerated and he came through on his own, it was superhuman, really. I can't believe he did it. I can't believe he ran the first half. He ran the first half marathon in less than an hour, and then he had to do that again.
The mind boggles for anybody who's just a normal human being, and these guys aren't. But the pacemakers, the technology, and everything that you have added into this mix, to see it come off today.
It's been immaculately well organised. Everything has to go to do this. But I think it's so nice to see the Pacers being part of this, because normally running is such a solitary sport. You run for yourself, and here they're all running for someone else, and they are just so full of enthusiasm. These, the pace guys are all world-class athletes. They're the best athletes in the world, and they're all running for Eliud. They've never done anything like that before. It's almost like a new sport for them,
Congratulations. I know you've got the presentation to do as well. Thank you so much, Jim, and well done. And well done to you and all of your team, because this is the feeling today, actually, that Right, it's a solitary sport, but today was about being part of a team, whether it was the pacemakers, Shalane, or all the people, Ed, who've been involved in this. And I think that has come out in the feeling in this crowd.
Well, I'm still shaking from the performance. I think everyone is either weeping or shaking and crying. It's been incredible.
The image that I'll remember is of him coming up the final straight with the other pacers cheering and whooping behind him. You know, this was one guy being propelled, really. You know, he had to do it himself, but he couldn't have done it without the rest of them. So,
well, the presentation is going to be a trophy, which obviously is a one of a kind, really, because guess what? Nobody's ever had the sub 2 hour trophy before. And I think it's really more of a symbol. It's a symbolic gesture to Eliud, and I know that later today he will take his pacemakers and he will present them with trophies and awards as well, because he realises just how it's been in boosting his morale and keeping him going when it got a little bit tougher out there. It didn't appear to get massively tough because he hides it well, as we know. But he really is a team man, and he's enjoyed the camaraderie of everybody with him.
we actually thought that he went through a bit of a sticky patch, you know, in the middle there, and he really had to talk himself out of it. So,
well, we have witnessed history. It has been an incredible 2 hours here in Vienna. You were part of history. Goodbye.